I'm Victor Catano, and I'm your guide master today for the 6TP Stillness and Wellness Club, a club where we have perfect, purposeful living filled with movement and creativity and authorship and wonderful things that help you transform your life. Today, I'm going to take you through our six paths, which are stillness, scaling dreamer, creator, sports passionist, authorship, and thinker. I'm going to start with the very first path, and I'm going to go in order today. The very first path is something that is very near and dear to me, stillness. Stillness is what I believe is the most powerful tool that we have because it takes incredible strength to build stillness, to block out calamity, to block out the noise in the world, and to be able to concentrate and focus your thoughts in order to be able to reharness your energy. That takes tremendous power, and that is where transformation begins. So, having said that, let us get into an attitude of calmness and let's start to wind down. I know some of you just woke up, but this is an even more perfect way to wind down, right? Because you've come already from good sleep, calm, and rest. And now you're up, you've got yourself going. And this is a perfect time to take that energy, that good energy that you already have going, and now let's refocus it. So let's take a moment. If you're sitting at a table, just gently put your palms out. I like putting my palms out when I pray. I like putting my palms out when I'm asking questions of God. I like putting my palms out when I just want to receive. Let's receive the stillness that the Lord has to offer us today. Let's just get quiet. Let's take a deep breath. Let that breath out slowly. Sink in to your stillness as if you're going to go right back to sleep. But control yourself so that you stay present. Another deep breath. There they are. Those are the thoughts. They are starting to rise because your thoughts can sometimes be like a horse that you're trying to tie to the stable. But you're going to tame that horse. Deep breath and let it out slowly again. Lend space for those thoughts to try to creep in. Lend space for that horse to go all over the place, but slowly and gently walk over to that horse. Pet the mane gently, gently pet the mane, and calm that horse down. Let that horse know that you own stillness, that you own calmness, that you own the silence. Gently calm that horse down and gently, gently hook the rope to that little loop under his neck that allows you to tie him up and tie that horse to the stable now. Deep breath. You've achieved it. Send those thoughts away. Sit quietly now. Look at the horse. It is sitting there calm, calm as it can be. The horse isn't moving at all. You gently walk over not disturbing the horse's peace, and you gently put your fingers through the horse's mane, reassuring it it's okay to be still and to be calm. It's okay because you know that this horse is preparing to run a big, big race today. And that race is going to be fast, and there's going to be obstacles and other horses and crowds. All those things are happening. But right now, this horse is charging and visualizing the race that's to come. Continue to embrace that peace with the horse. Continue to run your fingers through that horse's mane. Deep breath. This time, you're going to take a deep breath, and as you're starting to breathe out, whisper into that horse's ear that it's going to be okay and that he's going to do great today, or she, if your horse is a female. Take a deep breath and tell those things to that horse. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You're going to do great today. Breathe into your nose and hold it. Slowly let it out like you're blowing your goodness onto the horse. Into the nose and blow your goodness again onto the horse. Now you've infused your goodness onto that horse and slowly start to let your horse loose from that stable. But this time, this horse is not running all over the stable anymore like it was when you were trying to corral it. This horse, you have breathed purpose into it. It understands what its task for the day is. It understands its mission. It understands what it's going to do, where it's going to go, how fast it's going to go, when to turn, when to take corners with high velocity, when to slow down because it's too steep, but you are guiding that horse because you're going to ride that horse and you're going to ride that horse to victory and you are going to be one with that horse. Your synergies, your peace, your calm will all culminate together. You're going to dash to that wind. You're going to slash everything. Ba-doom, 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 going full force ahead because that's what scaling is. When you evolve from your state of stillness and your calmness, it's ready, set, go. So as you emerge now from stillness and you're calm, get ready to mount your horse and let's go win this race today. Slowly come back to the room and let's go on our journey. One more deep breath, but this time let it be a breath of presence. And here we are. Let us dream for a second now, and let's talk about what it means to be a scaling dreamer. A scaling dreamer, as we've studied in Dr. Hardy's book, is someone who is willing to take wherever you are now, whatever you're doing now, whatever money you have now, and you want to scale, and we're looking to scale 10x. If you can run a mile, your big ambitious goal needs to be able to run 10 miles. Know your timelines. Know by when you can run those 10 miles. And if you think you can do it by next year, well, then dream about doing it in 3 months. If you have $1 in your bank account, when will you have $10? Is it in a couple of weeks? Well, how about by the end of the week, right? Push yourself into seeing how you can go from where you are now to something more than you can dream of. Part of what happens when you are trying to see beyond what you can see is that you need to get a telescope. You need to have the eyesight that includes a telescope so that you can see beyond, the sun, beyond the stars that you can see with the naked eye, right? That's what it means to expand your vision. Because if you're scaling just towards what you can see, the ceiling is going to be your capacity. Your wall up ahead of you, that's going to be your capacity. You have to be able to see beyond those walls and beyond your ceiling. Those are the people who scale best. So, I want to tell you a little bit about some ventures that I'm pursuing. Many of you know that I found myself unemployed about 17 months ago, and it was a very tough time. It was a time where I didn't know um, what the next steps were going to be able to feed my family. I had, a lot of different thoughts about how to preserve our savings and how to get us, through some of the challenges that were lying ahead with strong headwinds. But, thankfully, my challenges um, were something that I was able to embrace. And I did that right here with all of you. I did that with this very group by starting a streak of every day. I didn't have a job to show up to for a little bit of time, but I showed up for myself every single day. I showed up for myself. You've seen me cry. You've seen me smile. You've seen me jump for joy. You've seen me at my worst. I think there was a day in there where I just said that I couldn't even do my guide master duties, and I just went blank on the screen because it was very hard. But I evolved from that. I continued to embrace my stillness, and each day, like we started today, I continued to reharness my energy. And today I'm stronger for it, in part largely because of you. You've been my alternator. You've been, I've been my own battery, but you've been my alternator. You've given me that charge when my battery's low, and I've been your battery to charge the alternator in return. So we've all helped each other. And I'm so grateful for every opportunity to be able to scale with you. And so now what I've evolved to is I'm an entrepreneur. I am I am scaling towards a company that is named Sir Persevere Ventures, naturally, because I am Sir Persevere. And what I've been focused on is trying to help people, companies, any entity. I just want them to be better spiritually, physically, and mentally. And when you think of an entity like a company, you say, well, how do you help them get physically better? The people make a company. So if you help all of them be stronger physically, mentally, and spiritually, you make a solid company. And when you do that for an individual, you make a rock star, you make a hero, you make someone who understands their purpose. And my goal is to teach people that they can do all those things and build that synergy. That's what Sir Persevere Ventures does. Right now, I'm helping a couple of schools, and and it has been very enlightening. I've learned how to do a job that I did for 20, almost 30 years. I did this job, but I was always focused on one thing, and it was whatever that task of the day was, because no 2 days are ever alike at a school. But now I'm able to step back and I'm able not to just help one school, but many schools. And I'm able to help those schools look at problems that I lived with every single day, but never had time to solve because I had to go to a board meeting or I had to go here, or, a kid threw up on the third floor and my maintenance team is outside because it's snowing today and they're salting and it's all hands on deck. And someone had to mop that floor, and I would do it because that's what servant leadership does. I am a servant leader, and I never send anyone to do something that I can't do myself. And so now I am scaling with the company, and I am obedient to what God is leading me towards, which is a greater purpose. Does anyone want to share any of their creativity, anything that they're working on? Does anyone on our team want to share how you've scaled? Any volunteers for that? Okay, beautiful. So, to conclude this section, um, in our group, it is our goal to always make you think about what your purpose is. And that's the whole purpose of our stillness. It's to bring you back, to have that opportunity to look at your target and make sure that it's the right one. What are you aiming for? What are you scaling towards? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to get out of? Right? We will help you do that with all of our transformational paths. Dr. Pina, do you want to share about ways that we can support people in scaling themselves and being creators also? Unmute Dr. Pina.
Thank you, Victor Catan. Thank you for the extraordinary experience. Your difficulties that is being so sincere, so honest for all of us. We admire you, and you inspire us. And at this moment, to be part of what we do at 60P Stevens Awareness Club, you can come at any point. We have 3 levels of membership that I'm going to share with you just right now, so you can have an idea what we do at any moment. So we have the foundations where you can start. The foundations is where disciplines begins. It's 99 a month. Start here. Build the foundations of disciplines, identity, and daily transformations. Includes daily 5 a.m. stillness sessions weekly at 6 a.m. on Saturday and weekly at 7 a.m. on Sunday. The six transformation path 60p, weekly Money Monday, 5 a.m. and the school community access that is on in makings and accountability system to build whatever it is that you do. You want to be an entrepreneur. You want to see have some issues within yourself. Remember, we are a mindfulness company, methods company, a coaching company, publishing company. We can help you out. You don't join a group. You become someone new. At the ascent tier, level number two, is a structure turns efforts into results, is 199 a month. Turn disciplines into actions, actions into measurable results. Includes everything in tier one, level one, weekly small group coaching, the one that we recommend us on Sunday. We call it the Sunday Congress or Congress Sunday. So we meet every day and we see, evaluate, tracking everything that we do. We have a monthly hot seats sessions where you're gonna be with your contract of the year, and we'll review it on a monthly basis only for you. Performance tracking system, priority support and access, structure creates results, consistency creates identity. But also, if you want to do more and you want to have a coach dedicated to you, you want to have a closely mastermind group, you want to be a deep psychoanalyst, psychotherapy, mental licensed professionals assigned to you. You're gonna have your a business to develop. You're gonna have access to all. Why don't you go to Alchemy? Alchemy transforms a depth, change inner architecture of your life. It's 999 a month, high level transform for serious operators and leaders. You're gonna have the coach, a licensed professional, a licensed doctor, psychotherapies, helping you and your family or your team. But if you're a school or you're a company and you want to bring the 60p, you want to bring this amazing project with my whole team, you can sign up with 5,000, 50,000 dollars a year. You know, I pledge myself as I pledge that I'm doing the 199 ascent. You can do the legacy for 15,000, 5,000. It's a high ticket for leaders, executives, and organizations ready to create lasting impact. Let's say you want to bring it to your uh, 10th graders, 12th graders. They're going ready to go to school, and you're going to have someone to help them out to go next level, to have their dreams, to meditate every day. You want them to select a sport, choose a sport, become a master in their sport, have a book published. We have them published in the process of 6 months or a year. And also, you want them to become a leader. We select a couple of books that are very stream to their interest. In this time, also, we have leadership development. We have a clinical supervision team, exclusive retreats, and high level access. Proximity to power accelerates everything. This is the 60p club, and you start in the founding member as 99 per month. We have limited time offer for 200 people. Um, Catano, Victor?
Thank you for sharing all that, Dr. Pina. And let me just tell you that no offer like this goes without a great testimony. Testimonies are what confirm that other people can have the same experience too. You know, my testimony itself is that when I joined this club, I started from a pretty low place in my life. I started from a place where I was in the hospital and I started actually doing what we do because you can do this from anywhere, right? I started doing this from a hospital where I had just been told that I had 236 over 137 pressure, sugar that was well above 400, and an A1C that was, somewhere in the 13s. All a good recipe for death. And I decided one day that I was going to take this very practice that we're doing very seriously. It wasn't as developed as it is now, but we made those experiences and we've turned it into something that through experience, right? We've been able to show you how we were able to evolve. And you all know that I ran a half marathon last year. And just this morning, my pressure was 117 over 77. And my sugar, you know, I can show you my receipts. Dr. Pina will be taking receipts from everyone, but I can tell you right now, and I was going to cheat and show you what my sensor was saying, but I guess it's not working right now, but I know that my sugar's good because my monitor isn't going off. It's 136 the last time I checked it, which is excellent. So I did that because of the practices that we're encouraging you to partake yourself. And you heard the different levels. Let us know how we can help you be what you want to be and what you should be, and how you can adhere to your calling. So, we talked about stillness a lot, and now we're going to go into our movement because, um, we talked about reharnessing energy, right? So now we've gotten our energy focused and we've stacked it, in a place. And now that energy needs to be redistributed. Now we're going to go ride our horse. And literally, we're going to gallop using the Galloway method. So let us all get up. I'm going to grab my computer and um, I'm going to figure out how to overcome my challenges. Um, my wife decided to leave the dishwasher wide open for me today because she's airing out the dishes that she did. So maybe I'll figure out how to hurdle those today. But as you know, I call this working out in the Catano Islands, right? I have a nice island in my kitchen that goes into my living room, and I love to circle that island when I jog. And believe it or not, you'd be amazed at how you can run in your own home and build strength and be able to go out and jog a path like nothing, or run bases. I'm an avid baseball player, but today we're going to start the way I like to start when we run, right? So the first thing that we always do is we stand. I want to see everyone standing. This is a good time to also activate your Strava. Let me go get my Strava. As you know, part of what we do is our accountability, and our accountability is to make sure that we are all doing what we're supposed to be doing. And Strava is an excellent tool for helping us know how many miles we've run, the distance, and time, as well as being able to share that with each other. I call it sharing my receipts. So, here we go. I've started my Strava even right now, even though I'm not running, right? Um, Basically, let's go and let's kick the bucket. So that what we do is we put our feet arms length apart. We put one foot, whichever foot you want forward, whichever one you want to start with. Put it up like maybe 3 or 4 inches ahead, right? And then just gently pretend like you're sliding a bucket across a room. Slide it across a room. Slide the bucket. You're not trying to kick the bucket, you're just gently sliding it. Sliding it just past your other foot. Slide it. Make sure that your foot is literally sliding the bucket. Your foot is touching the entire bucket and you're sliding it across. Sliding it across. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring your feet back even and go the other way now. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Now, I strained my quad playing baseball on Sunday, running the first base. But these are exercises that you can do because when you're jogging and running, you can jog and run, even if you're slightly injured. You should always check with your doctor and make sure that you can do that. But most of the time, if you have like a small ankle sprain or, you know, maybe you have a pulled hamstring or something. You can jog lightly with those things, right? And so now we're going to take the leg, right? And you're going to make a stiff leg, lift it up gently, and then just wind it back and forth like a clock. One, two, three, tick tock, tick tock. Five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Now take the other leg. Remember, the key is to make a stiff leg and just let it hang in the balance and just let it wind back and forth like a pendulum. Four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. I promise you that if you do these things when you're going to run or walk, you're going to feel so good afterwards if you also end that way. And this is how you're able to run and walk because the Galloway method is run, walk, run, walk, run, walk. Um, it's a proven method that allows you to do a lot of distances, right? You can go, you know, as long as you remember that you are running your own race when you're doing this. So let's just do one last thing here. Um, Bring your arms out because running is not just running with your legs, it's also running with your lungs because you're breathing, you're controlling your breath, right? And it's also making sure that the rest of your body isn't going to hamper you from running, right? So let's bring our arms out and let's do over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, four, five, six. Notice I'm doing everything in tens. Seven, eight, nine, 10. Shake that out. Big circles 10 times. One, pick a direction. Two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. And I'm dressed for work, right? So I can do this from anywhere. Let's do this backwards now. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. So now you are primed and ready to go take this on. Get on your horse and let's go run that race. Run, walk, run. Do it however you want. If you want to walk first, go right ahead. I'm going to run and I'm going to run for a minute and then we're going to stop and then we're going to and then we're going to walk for a minute and then we're going to run one more time for a minute and then we're going to walk for a minute. Okay? So let's go. Let's get at it. Go. While we're doing this, make sure that you're gathering your breath, right? I always like to breathe in a way where I'm just kind of like breathing on that horse, right? When we were doing stillness, I was breathing softly onto the horse, but now I'm really pouring onto the horse, right? I'm going, this is how you make sure that you regulate your winds, right? Dr. Pina, how are you doing? I see you're up a good race there. Where are you? Oh, you gotta unmute.
Do you hear me?
Yes, we can barely hear you, Dr. Pina.
You don't hear me?
Now I hear you.
Yeah. So I'm out barefoot, running around the neighborhood, which is amazing here in Kissimmee, Florida, and also it's very warm. But I'm out completely doing my run, walk, run.
I've been just running without stopping because I'm becoming more uh, better as I do the run, walk, run method. So I started like walking, running, but now I'm just running. I am just in front of Dr. C house. Hopefully one day we'll pick it up together, run, walk, run together. Maybe gonna bring the little guy to run or walk with us. So I am passing by the Dr. P lake and also the Dr. C lake. Is the best way to my runner is to identify this place. So I'm just running and then close to the points I would just walk to recover. Take it from here, Victor.
So, should we start calling you the barefoot motivator now?
You can do that. I have a special shoe that my wife bought me that is almost for barefooting. So I will show it to you later. But I'm
Awesome.
doing barefoot today.
Wouldn't that be a spectacle? Dr. Z with a nice little pouch and a baby in the front like this, right? Where
Will
are
be
you, Dr. Z? What are
extraordinary.
you doing? Are you seeing Dr. Jorge run by your house or are you out there with him?
He's sleeping with his baby mama, his belly, beautiful, cuddling.
Making her breakfast actually, so that she can have a good and powerful day at work, and her little decaf coffee as well. So,
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that,
Amen to
brother.
that.
Happy
Amen to
wife,
that.
happy life. Happy wife, happy life.
Where are you, Gregory?
Listen, I'm drinking this in, and I'm excited about the blessings today's coming.
Amen. Let's keep checking in with our strength here. Where are you, Martita?
Running in place in my house.
Woo!
Happy and listening to you. Wonderful, wonderful. Congratulations.
Glory, glory, glory to you too.
God
Now,
bless you.
now we all know that it is a privilege to be able to try to keep up with you, right? Even at your age, you're running circles around all of us, right? But we know that your strength and Hosauda's strength is dancing. No one can outdance you, right?
Yes.
Hosaudita, where are you?
I am walking in space right on the spot in my bedroom.
Ooh, is that successful freestyle? I was trying to read the shirt. What does your shirt say?
Success is a lifestyle.
Success is a lifestyle. Oh boy, I was way off, but you are 100% right. That is exactly what we are preaching here, right? We're
Right.
choosing a lifestyle. And what about you, Golden Boy? Dun, 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 dun.
Good morning, Victor.
Morning, sir.
I'm running in my living room today, just running in place. And I got my shirt on. It's a takeoff on the Ramones, except it says Ramens. So it's from a place in Texas that one of the guys I work with got for me. So not quite as good as Rosara's, but funny nonetheless. So good to be here.
Well, Lori, well, it's good to hear from all of you, especially at this time as we reharness our energies. Wind it down a little bit. Let's walk for a few seconds. I know we said we were going to run, walk, run, one. Maybe you did that at your own pace, but right now this is a good time to just walk for a little bit. Slow it down a little. Don't change your breathing when you're winding down, right? Don't change your breathing. Make sure your breath is consistent. I'm going to go around the island one time. right, let's do about 30 more seconds now of a nice, good run. Make this your hardest and strongest. Let's finish strong. You're on your horse. See that finish line. Boom. Come on. She'll be coming. Think of all the good horse songs. She'll be coming around the mountain. Right? Finish strong. Finish strong. Come on. Give me 10 more seconds of high power. Ooh, ooh. Look at that. We just did 11 minutes. Wind down now. This is a good time. Actually, on mine, it says 12 minutes. Look at that. And I've got my receipts, which I'm about to send. For those of you who need to be reminded of how to do that on Strava, right? You can take a picture, you can post your results. I've been sharing mine to our chat group. So I'm going to click the finish button. I'm going to snap a nice picture for myself. I love when I'm sending receipts. I love what we're doing because I can send a picture. You're going to see that it's really me, and I'm going to attach that to this result. I'm not photoshopping a picture in to share a result, right? I'm sending my receipt to you here. There it is. That's selected. And now it's going to ask me if I want to share. And sure enough, I have shared to the 6TP group. There you are. If you have your own results to share, this is a good time to share them. Let us know at some point in time as we get deeper. We will be, for those who are comfortable sharing, you can share your different indexes, right? Did I say that right? Different results. Whatever it is that you want to share about your progress. It's not about people knowing your business, it's about the accountability, and we're all accountable to each other. So make sure you get some water as you wind down. It's also a good practice, even though we didn't do it today, it's also a good practice to finish exactly as we started. That will help you for when you go run the next day or the day after that or the next time you run. All right. I call it basically, you know, we took our body out the closet, we used it, and now we're folding it neatly back and putting it right back the way we found it so that we can use it again. Just gonna grab my glasses over here. How you feeling? Feeling good?
Excellent, excellent. I just did my Strava. I'm gonna share it also, so that I think I get a barefoot photo, so that I can take it to the next level. Let me just send it to the chat and die my receipt too.
Let's see. Let's start checking some of these receipts. Let's see.
And this is let me show you, Victor. This is the shoe that my wife bought to me. It's like it has like the places for the fingers, the big one, small one, and it has no heel. It's very nice
Wow.
to start barefooting. Then you transition to this, and then you transition to barefooting. So I have 2 years, 2 years, 4, 5 years probably that I start barefooting as an experiment because it's more natural. We didn't evolve to have shoes just to protect the feet, but we used to run like the greatest marathoner on earth. They start running barefoot. Those big black guy from the Ethiopia, they started like barefoot. So it's a great exercise. So yeah, but this is the two one.
Well, we do know that that there are Nigerians, I think, are the ones that are like the number one runners, right? It feels like every single time we're looking up at a marathon when there is someone from Nigeria, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So maybe there's a connection to the whole barefootedness. But anyway, let's shift slightly into our next path, which is authorship. Um, and it is my honor and my pleasure to be able to share with you from my book. The book, um, it's called The Tales of Sir Persevere. The goal of this book is to teach people how to do, hard things. And the way I'm going to do that is by sharing, my own journey. And in the end of it, there's going to be, it's going to, we're going to culminate faith and the message of, walk and cry, right? But just never giving up and always plowing through whatever comes your way. So, chapter one, I've named it the 21 Day Visa Miracle. This is a little bit about, you know, how I was born, and the message that I want to impart here is how I've been um, destined for a life of great purpose. Um, so to read, it says, let me make this just a little bigger. And there we are. All right, here we are. My mother, Flavia Catano, held Good Friday as the holiest day of the year. It was a day of mandated peace, no strenuous activity, no extraneous noise, no interactions outside the household. It was a day of sacred reflection, honoring the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. As children, this was always a source of friction, a day when my sisters and I felt like prisoners, admonished for attempting anything resembling fun. It is ironic, then, that on Good Friday, April 16, 1976, my mother was compelled to perform one of the most strenuous acts a woman can endure. She went to the hospital with labor pains that led to a long, arduous birth. On the Monday following, on the morning that followed, April 19, 1976, I was officially born and named Victor Jesus Catano. Victor after my grandfather, and Jesus in honor of the day my mother began her labor. Shortly after I was delivered, a nurse approached my mother. The Lord told me that your child will surely be a blessing to you and your family, she said. I pray that the angels always guide him and protect him. My mother often recalled that moment, unaware then of the lifetime of protection that simple prayer would invoke. 8 days after I was born, my precarious existence was first tested. While carrying me down the stairs that morning, my mother slipped. I fumbled free from her grasp about two-thirds of the way down from the top floor. My tiny body touched just about every step as I violently crashed to the floor. My mother fell only a few ste- My mother fell only a few steps, but she immediately scrambled down the remainder of the stairs, filled with dread and little hope that a newborn could survive such a fall. That's the sound that followed, the instantaneous, high pitched squeal of a terrified infant, was the sound of life. Within minutes, the house was flooded with doctors and nurses, a benefit of being the grandchild of a soldier. The doctors were astonished. I was unscathed, not a bruise, not a scratch. It was an incident that defied all logic, and the first moment where my life began to feel less like chance and more like a path being forcefully cleared. My presence in the Dominican Republic was itself an accident. One, one might argue it was my destiny to be born there, yet others would correctly blame the foolish and toxic bickering between my parents. When my mother was 8 months pregnant, she grew tired of the thought of birthing her child with a drunkard. My father, Belisario Paredes, hung out late, often, and frequently came home in the wee hours of the night intoxicated. One night, with little notice, she gathered a few belongings and fled from New York City to her sister's house in Carolina, Puerto Rico. My father tracked her down, and the quarrels escalated. The next morning, in similar fashion, my mother fled again, this time to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. My mother had fled the Dominican Republic after the assassination of dictator Leonidas Trujillo, hating the country and valuing the freedom she found in America. She sought to avoid going back unless it was absolutely critical. It was the last place my father thought to look for her. He eventually received a call that my mother had gone into labor and that he should come immediately. Out of anger and pride, my father refused, never showing up to officially declare me his son. My mother, in an act of punishment that would forever shape my identity, gave me her maiden name for my surname. I retained the last name Catano forever, a legacy decided not by marriage but by flight. This decision would forever haunt my father, who spent years attempting legal action to properly claim me and give me his surname, Paredes, but my mother always resisted. My mother lasted 21 days in the Dominican Republic. Until my birth, my two sisters, Alejandrina, who was 9, and Diomaris, 5, had been raised by my grandparents. This was a common practice for Dominicans trying to establish a better life in New York. Our family was that of a prominent soldier, and his military connection meant they lived on a military base and had a better standard of life than the average citizen. My grandparents insisted that my mother take the girls back to New York so they could focus on raising me. It was expected that I would stay. As my mother and sisters made their way to the departure gate, my mother gave me one long final hug. My grandparents held me, tears in their eyes as she turned to leave. Pasaporte, por favor, the immigration agent demanded, demanding my mother's papers and the visas for my two sisters. Whose baby is that? He asked. Mine, she responded. Why are you leaving him? He followed. I do not have a visa for him. The agent was clearly touched by the sight of the tearful farewell moments earlier. He looked at my mother and then at me. Do you want a visa for him? He asked. My mother, completely unprepared for the question, responded immediately, Are you able to do that for me? He nodded. Of course, I am the senior official here, and it is by chance that I am helping on the front line today. If you want a visa for him, today is your lucky day. I can grant it. Within a few minutes, I too had a visa to travel. I was no longer destined to grow up in the Dominican Republic, but instead on my way to the big city, just 21 days into my life. In this short span of time, I had survived a catastrophic drop, been stamped with an unchangeable name, and been granted passage to my true destination, all through a series of utterly unexpected interventions. That's chapter 1, folks.
Excellent. I love it. Love it. I love it. I love it. Wow. And let me ask you, because we need to make sure that in the authorship path and the 60p path that you let us know how many chapters, what the is the ideal of the book. So next time you can read chapter 2 for us, and also when do we think we're gonna have the book ready? because the 60P path, stillness path, the scaling dreamer path, the creator path, the sport passionate path, authorship path, and the thinker path, we are supposed to, send receipts. And before your 1 year contract is gonna be June 2nd, 2027, when we'll see that book.
So, my goal is by the end of December 2026, but I've already laid down a full scheme for it. I have it all fleshed out, and it's just a matter of writing it. And so I'm hoping that if I'm just more disciplined with the management of my time, that I can actually have it by September.
By September, okay. And what's the title of the book?
Tales of Sir Persevere, subject to
Okay.
change.
Huh?
So it's um, Tales of Sir Persevere, and it's a colon. When I'm losing, I'm just starting to win.
Excellent. Can you send the title to the group so we can have it and I can
Yes,
make accountability for everybody on the authorship path?
for sure.
As you know, I the authorship path allowed me to publish 15 books since 2022. I accelerated when I started the club in 2024. So now my contract with the 60P path, with authorship path, is to bring 10 books this year. So I already have contracted 2 books, for one for Daniel in Madrid, and Leticia Quesada, and also Madrid. And I spoke to my publisher, and we have that ready, and also the memories of the last 10 Congress that we did in Madrid. So you know that the authorship part is a life thing. It's a compromise. It's not only reading and writing, but writing with a purpose. The purpose to bring a legacy as a creator and as a scaling dreamer that we are.
Recording in progress.
So that's just my computer to my phone
Okay.
because we literally take it seriously that we can do this from anywhere, and I'm going to be doing this from my car in a few minutes.
All right.
So, unless there are any more questions for me, any questions about the book, any thoughts, any comments, I think we have time for like one or two.
It's great so far, Victor. Awesome.
Thank you. I
You're welcome.
appreciate that. All right. So I guess now we go to our final portion of our paths. We're going to go into the thinker path, and we're going to read from the book by Dr. Hardy, The Art of Scaling. Dr. Pino, will you read for us?
Yeah, I will read. So hopefully we can do it as we move forward as a collective. But I think we have an extraordinary journey today with this CTP guy master today, and I believe we're gonna have a CTP coach certified soon. He went through the stillness pass, scaling dreamer pass, the creator pass, the sport passionate pass, authorship pass, and the thinker pass as a unique way to have this program. This certification costs almost $2,000 for the founder member. Everybody's eligible, and this is Victor Catano examinations and proven. On Sunday, Congress Sundays, I will ask a couple of questions to finalize the examinations, and I believe that from now on, we can set up a specific day for the certified coach. I will take the Friday, probably Victor will take the Tuesday, so he can have the 4 sessions of the month. He can plan as a certified coach his Tuesday. He can bring his program. We become more sophisticated. We're going to use AI. We can start working with marketing campaign, publicity campaign to bring the 60p to you wherever you are, and so you can become a member. So now, in the authorship path, in the thinker path, it's about thinking and becoming a philosopher. Let me give you an example. In the last couple of years, we have read books like The Laws of Human Nature, like this one, The Laws of Human Nature. It's a big book. We also have read books like the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, also, and books like uh, this, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. A lot of books. And then now we're gonna go and have continue on page 11, the book of The Science of Scaling, Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Blake Erickson, founders of the scaling.com. I have read this book now. Well, I'm reading it twice, but I have listened it 3 times now. I'm going for my 3 time, and I gave it to my friends. We're using it here in the 60p club. So let's go the Marion, his story. From the reference frame of an impossible goal, almost nothing will work. Therefore, such a goal serves as a razor sharp filter for your current situations and decisions. Take, for example, Marion, a friend of mine. When he learned the scaling framework, he immediately saw that his business had become diluted, complex, and unscalable. After reading an advanced copy of this book in March 2025, he told me, Ben, I'm changing all my companies. From now on, they will all only do one thing. One of Mark's companies, Jekyll, Jekyll and Hyde Advertising, is an agency that specializes in getting physical consumer products into retail stores like Walmart. They help hundreds of fledgling products get into retail stores, scale, and often sell for hundreds of millions of dollars. Take, for example, Wax RX, in an all one X earwax cleaning kits, which came to Jekyll and Hyde while doing approximately 1 million in revenue and unable to get into store like Walmart. With Jekyll and Jekyll's help, Wax RX 5XD their scale within 9 months, leveraged the success to get into Walgreens, then became the number one product on its space, now bringing sold in over 50,000 retail stores throughout the United States. Marx explains to me that despite being the absolute best in the world and helping people both get into a success in retail, that over the previous few years they become diluted and unfocused. We lowered our floor, offering a broad array of lesser services because people were asking for them. What do you mean? I asked Mark as he explained this to me. Well, this is true. Yes, we began offering cheaper services such as social media and campaigns and Amazon's products campaigns because people wanted them. But the real reasons we lowered our floor and offered many competing services was fear. We've been told that everything was going to digital, and we didn't want to be left behind. Our models is based on selling mass retails and scaling our retail products through mass media, which is the traditional TV. That's who we are, and no one can compete. And due to fear, we stop owning that. All the time Mark read this book, at the time Mark read this book, Jekyll's and Hyde advertising had been around for over 30 years and was doing 20 millions in revenue. Immediately upon finishing the book, he decided that within 3 years that they'd been doing 100 millions in revenue, more than Psychology of Time and Extreme Deadlines in chapter 2. To reach that 100 million scale goal, they have to raise their floor and eliminate everything modeling their focus, no more optimizing what shouldn't exist. Marx explained to his team that they were going to eliminate all services offerings outside of who they really were as an agent and at the highest and clearest level. They had 10 clients that were below the floor, utilizing the lesser services they provided. One of these clients was particularly frustrating, demanding far more than that time and resources than they were worth. Mark told this team, this client needs to go away because they don't fit who we are. However, what I will do is explain to them who we really are and give them the opportunity to use us the way they should be using us. This particular client had an innovative women's makeup cleaning solutions they were selling on Amazon. They were on a 4,000 monthly retainer for an Amazon's ad service with Jekyll's and Hyde. Mark told them, look, you're running the how you're approaching your businesses. Your business. Amazon is retailer, not a business model. If you keep building your business around Amazon, your business will stagnate and die within 18 to 20 months. If you're going to scale this product, let alone survive, you need to bring $300,000 to us. We will get you into a mass market retailer store and blow your brand up through mass media on TV. You have to make a choice. Either play with the big boys or keep grinding out what you're doing for the rest of your life. Mark's team was shocked that this client, who seemed cheap and stingy, was very open to this much higher and distinct service offering. Part of what made Mark so convincing was the deal clarity of his impossible goal. That higher frame force as level of honesty Mark hadn't required of himself, his team, or his clients for years. But given the impossible goal of 100 millions in 3 years and the refined definition that he gave to Jekyll's and Hyde, Mark's convictions went through the roof. He knew who they were, what they offered, and what they could do. He didn't need to apologize about that. He didn't need to dilute himself by offering lesser things to people who didn't get it. If potential clients weren't ready for the scale Jekyll optimized for, then they were below the floor and rejected. In the book Relentless, and we're gonna leave it there because now he entered in a different kind, but that's the story of Mark. So we're gonna be back with this book on page 14. And let me make a note here because now we're not reading from we're not listening the book just in case we're live and it bother people, we'll be blocked. So we're gonna come back to the part where it says in the book Relentless, from good to great to the unstoppable. Okay, but it's clear. Um, that's what we did with this book. We changed completely. We know what we are. We are a 60p company. We are a coaching, mindfulness, mental health service in one capsule every day that you can take at any time. We have a certification for those that want to have the 60p, and we have our levels, and we just do one thing to bring the 60p pill to the world. We want to take it every day, alone, in anywhere they want, and that's the process. We identify our cross, and now I think we are in a difficult place. That's what we do. We do the 60p path, stillness path, scaling driven path, the creator path, sport passionist path, authorship path, thinker path. You can say we are a publishing company, a sport passionist company, a creator company, a scaling a dreamer company, stillness path, which is a mindfulness mental health counseling in just one pill. That's what we do. So take it from here, Victor. Whenever you're ready to finish the whole 60p bill.
Sorry, I was fumbling with the with the
Oh,
buttons here. Sometimes when you try to unmute, that happens. Um, so as we take our pill today, are there any reflections on what we read other than the ones that Dr. Pina just shared with us?
yeah, I want to hear more about the Mark story and how to how it's influenced you. What's the idea now? How clear is the concept of the scaling framework? Gregory, Victor, Marta, Lawrence, Rosara.
I would just add it's a daily commitment. It doesn't mature. It doesn't develop. Did you say, Victor?
No, he's. Let me mute him. Go ahead.
It comes from daily practice, and am excited about what's going to happen with this group, where we're going. So daily practice leads to daily, monthly, yearly results. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Victor, if you're not ready, I can conclude the 60p for you today. If you're busy or something, or you're driving.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, I'm pulled over. So um, I'd like to thank all of you today for letting me be your guide master. It has been wonderful to share about how I value stillness and to also share a little bit about what I'm doing and how I've been growing within this very same thing that I'm asking you to be a part of. Um, um, I've also expressed my gratitude for all of you for growing with me in my journey, and it was an honor and a privilege to share a little bit about my story, which helped you also see where my drive initiated from. And this is a good time to say, have a wonderful, awesome day. And, you know, continue working at what you want to be and make sure that you're always auditing what your purpose is and go after it.
Bye.
With that,